Good morning. Very happy to be part of this event. Congratulations to Sanjay and Neena for curating such an event. Really looking forward to, I think, getting to know more people in the next 2 days. And I think I really like the theme, metamorphosis. Because whether in nature or literature, it encapsulates the essence of transformation. I truly believe, I think everybody in this hall truly believes that design has the power to transform the physical world and shape the experience of the humankind. Today with UI, UX design, we have a lot of design there as well. And people make avatars and are socializing, but still, it's not physical. The physical world, architecture, or interiors have a great psychological impact on the human experience. What we call is embodied experience. At Maya Praxis, most of our projects, they start with idea or ideas which come from a critical understanding of program, site, client, or sometimes external. And our office name, I think yesterday also I got 2 questions from people. What does Maya Praxis mean? So I'll take this opportunity to describe that. So Maya has multiple meanings, but one of the meanings is giving form to an idea. How to get tangible out of intangible. And praxis is a Latin word root for the word practice, which is an involved making. So it's an involved making of giving form to ideas. And Sanskrit is, Maya is Sanskrit root and praxis is Latin, and in India we speak the 2 languages, so it kind of puts it together. Today I'm going to describe only few projects where the idea we started with and how it came into being. So this is a small 6 boutique apartment building in Chennai, where we got the inspiration from a seashell. How seashell protects its inhabitor and still gives the right amount of air and light. Similarly, this building opens to the east side for light and sea breeze, and the walls on the other 3 sides are punctured by small windows. Idea is the beginning, and in any creative process, we all know there is a lot of struggle, but as well as enjoyment to keep the spirit of the idea and make it work and make a beautiful space. A farmhouse where the client came and said, give me a village house. We took the idea of traditional architecture of masonry walls and light roof, but the idea of completing the triangle of the roof by extending the walls did the magic. Foot-over bridge is a simple function of moving people from one road to the other. But we need to celebrate our roads. These insertions in the city, they should be like a sculpture you walk through and enjoy the city. The different FOBs we have done have different structural ideas of tubular lattice. This one was inspired by the skeletal cage of a snake. Now we have done about 10 foot-over bridges in Bangalore like this. And steel as a material was explored in different forms. This is another project which we did for a yoga place. Here, the buildings were inspired from human form and yoga postures. The roofs and the walls tilted in profile and plane, but the angled form is kept balanced and stable like a yogic posture. Here we did an observatory where actually it was inspired by the Bhujang Asana posture, where one looks up the sky, and the building became a little more literal by just copying the form of the Bhujang Asana, but monumental as well, where one leads up to the sky. So this was in a farm in a village where we decided to use the local granite stone fencing posts, which were available very close to the farm, as a composite wall. Each time I visit the construction site, it amazes me that these little details, how they transform the work dramatically. And the building comes alive with the people and the nature around. Here, the design of a covered swimming pool for a school, it takes inspiration from a diver's posture. The upright body of a person when is about to die with the two arms up inspires the design of these two twin columns. The beautiful curve of the diver's body, as soon as you enter, it shapes the form of the steel trusses. And the beauty of these trusses is enhanced by the skylights that extend along their length. The exposed concrete columns which hold up the trusses were in a beautiful detail. They were really crafted along with the structural engineer. So a shed can be a beautiful architecture too. This is when we decided to build our live-work place in a very tight site in Bangalore. Basement got dug and a lot of earth came out. Idea was not to dump the earth at landfill and use the earth to make the bricks at site, which were sun-dried, and make the walls. It is the most sustainable material one can build masonry walls with. Here, I think first time we used CSCB blocks in a rat trap bond. One is for the beauty of the bond, but also it gives space for conduits. So you could do exposed brick both inside and outside. Concrete and steel were fused together to make the structure dance slightly, and brick infills the space, which gives character to the space. Building is monolithic mass from outside, but light and open from inside. Concrete floors, recycled reused pine wood partitions, polished MDF, and raw concrete ceilings gave an earthy warm palette to the building. In the house, which is in the same building where our office is, the similar materials were used. So this is because it's our own building. We decided that brick, concrete, wood, metal, we'll use it as it is. The beauty comes from the rawness of the materials and how it's put together. It's been 11 years we have finished our building, and now we have done about 6 to 8 more houses like this in and around our neighborhood, where people have come and we have used similar palette of materials, carving out volumes in small houses. This is another very small house. We call it 30-40 site in Bangalore. This is the smallest parcel of site available, where a client came and they said, build us a building like yours. And we did this with a balcony which is covered with, made a box for wood and metal, because we don't get much light from on either side. Buildings are packed with 1 meter gap between the two buildings. This is another project where the client came, they had an old spinning mill in Whitefield in Bangalore, and they had a vision to create a place for dining, shopping, spending time, like London. So that was his brief. The skeleton of the building was retained. The trusses, the concrete columns were retained, but then given a new spirit, a new program by adding steel structure and a new material. So what you see on the left was the existing building, and then what you see on the right, it's what it became. The CSCB was used in this building as well For the first time, we are using for such a large public space in Bangalore. It's now 1.5 lakh square feet overall area, and everywhere we are using the same CACB brick. Now it's factory made, and it's like everywhere, inside, outside, what you see, the masonry walls are built with that. This is another project where a developer, a client came to us with an idea of building 4 towers on a site, which was part of a quarry. And next to a pit, it was dug for 25 meters. And obviously, the idea was to achieve full FAR. I mean, we can't go without that. So we said, okay, instead of building 4 blocks, we decided we'll do a super block of 9 different cores, and so that we get, blocks only on the 2 sides of the triangular side, leaving the central space as a community space. The stacking of the duplex apartments was staggered to achieve the terrace gardens and space for balconies. The quarry, the pit, then became a potential rainwater catchment as a public commons, and now all apartments have a lake view. Most of the units were designed as 2-floor villas with a double height in between, and we inserted steel beams in between for double height. I mean, that 1 year, I think, was a nightmare for us. I used to get dreams if the structure goes wrong in some floor, because each floor has a different beam layout. But finally, I mean, it happened. But whatever pains we went through, one thing we realized, that for a developer, the aha moment comes only with the Excel sheet. The numbers should work. Whatever pains we go through, but it's just the numbers should work. In a landscape reclaimed from the sea in Bahrain, we were inspired to look at the seascape nearby. The podium and tower became sensuously curved like the seascape. We articulated form to be passively energy efficient. And the PT beams, the post-tension beams, they became the shading elements. And the corner opened up like a crocodile mouth. The interiors of the hotel followed the same language. And that's how it happened. This project actually was a great learning in project management. We did, I think, 600 drawings for architecture and interiors in about 1 year in our office before the groundbreaking. Did 2 trips to China. Everything was selected down to light fixture, and that's when construction started, and it happened in 1.5 years. Thank you.